So for example, if this is a video that I've provided the script to the individual and they're supposed to record, but for whatever reason, their schedule hasn't allowed for it, I just reach out to them and find out, where does this lie within your priorities? And do you have time within the X number of days to do it? Typically they'll say yes, they just haven't been able to get around to it. So in that case, what I'll do is I'll schedule a working session. That's something that I have in my toolkit. I go ahead and I schedule the time with them, put it on their calendar for them. So that blocks out the calendar for them and they're able to go ahead and do it. And it seems so simple, but I found it extremely effective. I may or may not be in attendance of that working session, depending on my role, but just having it on a person's calendar, usually I would say most of the time it then gets done afterwards. Maybe it's a situation where the due date for this project needs to be moved out a month, right? And that's a conversation we need to have with the entire group to maybe lessen the stress that everyone's feeling of having to get it done this week. Because maybe it just fell in terms of priority compared to other things that are going on in the organization, and just alleviating that pressure on the group and those that are recording and involved is important. So I think as a project manager, you have to always be cognizant of where this specific ask is lying in the big picture, and be flexible, be agile, be willing to move things around and work with other people's schedules. Going into their calendar and seeing what their week looks like is very telling, right? If they might just not have the time in the next 2 weeks. So there's no point in us asking them to do it during that time. Being reasonable. Some projects really need to be done by a certain date. So as a project manager, I may have to step in and support others getting their work done. And being creative around that. Like, how can I help draft this policy so that you can then review it? When you're managing a project, you have to check in on it almost daily, right? Look at your Asana board, look at the Google Sheet that maybe you're tracking, wherever it is that you're tracking, just to make sure things are moving along and every task is being worked on. And if it's not, why? And try to be as creative as possible as how you can move it along.